On Twitter, I always like checking for some nice content here and there, and just try to give a take here and there, because a lot of you value my opinions, and I admire that. And I also want to see, what kind of certain Sonic games do you rank in a tier list? That is something I do want to work on, is making a tier list for Sonic the Hedgehog games. I've been getting requested about that a lot. In fact, I've been requested to do a tier list on Speed Battle, on characters tier list. For the moment, I actually want to work on that at a later date, but I am intrigued by it. First of all, shoutouts to KevsterMania from Twitter, because this is a fun topic right here. You have $25 to port any of these Sonic games to the Nintendo Switch. Which games would you choose? So you have a $25 budget, and he's listed them down from $10, $5, $3 to $1. Now, obviously, a lot of people have made similar lists. However, to me, this looks like the most accurate when you look at the prices. Like, look at the $10 list. Obviously, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 are going to be on that list. Yeah, no kidding, of course, by everybody in the Sonic community. Everybody loves Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 to death. There's no debating about that. Sonic Unleashed is on the $10 tier list. Alright, sounds about right. But when you look at the $5 tier list, you realize, how is Generations ranked below Unleashed? Considering the fact that Generations was Sega's last good Sonic game. As of late. Well, actually, Generations really didn't have a story, let's be perfectly honest. That would have to have been either Unleashed, to be perfectly honest. I'm just judging the last good Sonic game with a good story. I mean, Generations didn't really have a story, but then again, it really kind of didn't need it. It was just shoehorned in, but that's either near or there. Look at this. Sonic Riders is actually in the $5 tier category. Wow. Guess everybody really loves Sonic Riders. I'm surprised that spin-off game is actually ranked higher than a lot of these other games. But then again, a lot of people do love the Riders series, so that's cool. Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Heroes in the $5 list. The $3 list is basically the handheld games from the Advance series all the way to the Rush series. Not bad. And of course, the $1 tier list, where you have Sonic 2006, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Surprised many people even know that game even existed. Sonic R, Sonic and the Secret Rings, and Sonic Lost World. Like, wow. Well, first, right off the bat, you would think, okay, you have $25 to spend. Well, for $1, it's funny because a lot of people, I can tell you right now, I can think of a better place to spend $1 than any of these shit Sonic games you see in the $1 tier list. I wouldn't consider Sonic Lost World a bad game. Well, first of all, before I give you my list of what games I want to spend, let me just break things down a bit on certain games before I give you my personal take. First of all, for Sonic Lost World, I really don't consider Lost World a shit Sonic game. It's mediocre at best. I would rate it maybe, well, I can't give it a fair rating because I haven't done a full review on it. But if anything, it's kind of meh. It's middle of the road. And it's only available for the Nintendo Wii U or the PC. So the distribution for that game it's decent, but if you were to do a Switch port for $1, I wouldn't be opposed to it. Sonic and the Secret Rings. Now, Secret Rings, I'm not gonna lie, Secret Rings and the Black Knight, both story style games are pretty good actually. The story is it's really solid. The gameplay, on the other hand, is what suffers. Secret Rings, unfortunately, the controls are just terrible. That's the best way I could describe it. You can only play the game with a Wiimote and a Wiimote only, and it just doesn't feel natural playing that game, the intended way. But that's the way it is. But other than that, that's why that game gets a lot of hate. And this comes after Sonic 06, technically, if you're going by chronological order. Sonic R, obviously, typical racing game. It was whatever. Sonic 3D Blast, I wouldn't consider 3D Blast a terrible Sonic game. It's just a game that has an isometric view. The music is pretty solid if you're playing the Genesis version. I mean, I guess the Saturn version is okay, too, on the music department. I might do a Let's Play on that game pretty soon, actually. I have fond memories of that game. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, obviously, this game, it tried... the story was just bad, nothing in this game was really good or fluid. The combat wasn't really to anyone's liking. It's a damn shame because Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, I am gonna make a nice comparison video about that in one of these weeks. I have a lot to say about that. Shadow the Hedgehog. Obviously, I'm Let's Playing that game right now, and Dark. I know Dark. You would probably spend all $25 of yours buying this monstrosity of a game 25 times, but you can only buy it once, buddy. So you'll have $24 more to spend. And then of course Sonic 06. You know, honestly, Sonic 06 is such a cult classic. You know, for $1, it's not really, you know, if it's on the $1 category, I wouldn't be opposed to it. You know, the soundtrack alone for Sonic 06 is worth the $1, to be perfectly honest. You know, the soundtrack alone is so amazing. I can understand why it's everyone's top 3 list. So that's pretty cool. The Advanced series are pretty decent here and there. I mean, the Rush series is pretty dope. Music and soundtrack, the gameplay is pretty solid. Alright, now let's get down to the meat and potatoes. Okay, if I had $25, which games would I pick? In my honest opinion, I would start with Sonic Adventure 1 as my first game, and here's why. Adventure 1 has a lot of fond memories for me. I could, you know, like when I first got a Sega Dreamcast, you know, because like I said, you know, I grew up as a Mega Sonic fan back at that time. Thankfully, I was fortunate enough to own a Dreamcast at the time, after getting a pretty good deal, by the way. The Dreamcast, I enjoyed the hell out of it, especially the third-party games, which Sega desperately needed because the Saturn wasn't doing it any favors because of how much it was a pain in the ass to port games to that console, which is why the Sony PlayStation easily destroyed it, let's be honest. But overall, fond memories of the Dreamcast, but Sonic Adventure is always one of my all-time favorites. The music is amazing, the gameplay is pretty solid, and to this day, Sonic Adventure 1 has the best control in the franchise. The controls are fluid, Sonic's jump feels natural, it gives you a nice floaty edge, especially when you do an air dash and the spin dash, you can spam it. That's how you basically break the game. In fact, you kind of have to in order, if you're a speedrunner, to set all kinds of cool moves and things like that. But overall, Sonic Adventure is always a special game. I understand it aged terribly just because of the dialogue, you know, the way the game looks, and I understand we were supposed to get Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 remakes technically back in 2015 until Sonic Boom basically ruined that for everybody. I already made a video about that. It was basically fucking confirmed. I'll post a link to that video if you don't understand what I'm talking about. But yeah, Sonic Adventure 1, great game, kick-ass music, level design is fun, and of course, you know, I know I'm going to be a little biased here, but obviously this is basically Amy Rose's debut, obviously, in this game, you know, as a playable character, and, you know, for the 3 stages she's playable, including a boss fight, you know, it was a very solid debut for her, you know. I understand her controls get a little bit you get used to it, but at the end of the day, they're not god-awful like Sonic 06, so we have that at least. And overall, the story, in my honest opinion, because remember, I'm reviewing these games more as a storyteller and a scriptwriter than I am now compared to a Sonic the Hedgehog fan, the story was actually pretty solid for what it was back then. So that's my pick right there for Sonic Adventure 1. Now here's the second game, Sonic Heroes. Now you're probably wondering, why didn't you pick Adventure 2? Sonic Adventure 2, I'll get to that in a moment. Sonic Heroes is by far one of my favorite Sonic games of all time, and probably it might be my favorite Sonic game of all time. Now I know you're all going to write in the comment section, of course Frank's going to pick every game that Amy Rose is involved in. He's an Amy mark, just like everybody else, and including Ian Flynn. Yeah, so what? What's the problem with that? You got to realize that Sonic Heroes, you know, this is basically the blueprint of what Sonic Forces should have been. I've stated time and time again that I honestly think Sonic Forces should have taken the Sonic Heroes mechanic and implemented it into 3D, similar, especially if you're doing mission objectives. It's a game about war. Sonic Heroes does the same thing. It's almost a game, it's not really about war, it's just basically, you know, Eggman plotting to take over the world, this and that, until you realize it was Metal Sonic all along, and then he transforms into Metal Overlord, and you get the rest. At the end of the day, it's four play styles you have to play. The level designs are basically the same, at least for the most part. But using Team Rose, obviously, you're going to have the most fun if you're playing this game for the first time. And if you are playing Sonic Heroes, play the GameCube version, please. There's ways of playing it. You have Dolphin Emulator, for fuck's sakes, people. Don't play the PlayStation 2 version. Just don't, please. Trust me on that. Heroes, obviously, the music is fantastic. The gameplay is solid. And Sonic Heroes, honest to God, is the only Sonic game I've ever truly 100%ed my first time. I got all the emblems, all the A ranks. Super hard mode was a nice addition as the unlockable trope. And, you know, it's basically just playing Team Sonic only with Team Dark level design and stages and hazards, which is not a big deal because at that point you should have already mastered the game already. Yeah, Team Dark by far, it's the most difficult, especially on the extra missions where they're kind of tedious, but hey, that's the kind, you know, but I kind of like that added challenge. But overall, Team Rose just wins it for me, honestly. This is by far the Amy Rose we should have had. I had no idea who made the bonehead decision not to have Amy Rose have the similar abilities as Sonic has. She has a homing attack in this game. What the hell makes Shadow so fucking special that he's the only one that could, he's the only other hedgehog that could have a homing attack and almost have the same abilities as Sonic, but yet Amy can't. You can't tell me she can't at least have a fucking homing attack? And yet in Sonic 06, she didn't even control that well. She controlled sluggishly. Like, what was that? Like, you couldn't have given her a homing attack or a homing hammer shot? I am appreciative that in Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric, they did give her a triple jump at least. That helps a lot in a lot of the platforming segments. So, I'm assuming if Amy's ever going to be playable in any future Sonic game, I'm assuming that the triple jump should be only her ability, especially since her hammer ability does give her the higher jump in the Sonic Advance series, so that does make sense. It gives you a reason to use her, because maybe you want a higher jump to explore certain areas. That's just my personal take. So, for me, Sonic Heroes, always going to be my favorite game, so that's it. That's going to do it for me. Alright, now let's move on to the next game. The next game on my list will be, let's see, how much is it? $15. I got $10 more. I'm gonna go with, crap. This is not gonna be easy, people. You gotta bear with me here. I'm gonna go with Sonic Generations. And here's why. Sonic Generations is a fun game, okay? As much as I hate to admit it, you know, I like to shit on Sega here and there, but I also want to give them credit. You know, I also want to congratulate them for making good games here and there back when they gave a damn. Back when they had the original Sonic Generations dev team, you know, Sega, I don't appreciate you lying to us, telling them this is from the creators of Sonic Generations, when you were trying to make Forces, even though half that dev team already left prior to Forces even being announced. And then you know what the end result was, and the same thing with Frontiers, half the developmental team from Forces. You know the story already. I don't need to fucking paint a picture for you. Generations is a fun, solid game. You know, it's a game you can play, you know, with just pick up and play, have fun here and there. The level designs are pretty solid for the most part. I honestly think the Planet Wisp shouldn't have been chosen. Just being honest here, people. Why the fuck would you pick Planet Wisp knowing the classic Sonic in that level would not be a great idea? Why didn't you pick fucking Starlight Carnival or Asteroid Coaster? Just my personal take. And by the way, the fans had the right to pick these games, so at the end of the day, whatever, you know. It happened and we let it happen. Let's just leave it at that. Generation story, obviously, I mean, the story's, it's kind of bland here and there, but at the end of the day, it's an anniversary title, and they made it work, sort of. You gotta realize that Sonic Colors was also was developed at the same time as Generation, so I really can't give Sega too much hate for that. It is what it is, but overall, you had two back-to-back solid games. Apart from the story, the gameplay was just the boost formula. You know, fun, you know, just go fast mentality. And Sonic controls the best in Generations. And the thing is, what happened after Sega after Generations? Like, why did they take a big nosedive after Generations? Sega had a winning formula with Unleash, Colors, and Generations, all boost mechanic games. You know, I honestly thought they had a winning formula at that time, and then they took a nosedive, and they're still trying to recover right now. Why is that? But oh well, Generations overall, it's a fun, solid game. It's a must-have for anybody, so that's where I would spend my money on. Now you're... Okay, so that's $20. I got $5 more to spend. And I'm going to spend my $5 on Sonic Lost World, Sonic 06, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 3D Blast, and Sonic Boom Rise of Lyric. Yes, you heard me correctly. And you're probably going to wonder, like, why would you spend your last $5 on 5, you know, bad or mediocre Sonic games? Because you got to realize, sometimes playing these bad or cult classics, it's actually a good thing. Sonic the Hedgehog actually has a lot of content. if you want to get the true final ending, you know, it's going to take you anywhere between 8 or 10, anywhere between 5, 6, 7 hours. Especially if you're doing all the missions, especially the hero missions, which could take for fucking ever. Sonic 06 alone could take you anywhere between 10 or 15 hours or 20 hours if you don't get shit RNG to just unlock all 3 stories and get to the final story. Sonic 3D Blast, like I said, has a special place in my heart. I'll make it just because it was the first 3D Sonic game I actually ever purchased or played. I have fond memories of that game, so I can't really give it too much hate. Sonic Boom Rise of Lyricus, why not? I mean, at the end of the day, like I said, Amy is playable. Again, I'm gonna be biased towards that, but at the end of the day, the game really wasn't as bad as people make it out to be. But again, you know, it's a forgotten Sonic the Hedgehog game. Many people don't even acknowledge it as even a spin-off game. It's just like, whatever, here's your game. It's just like a bad memory. That's the best way to describe it. And Sonic Lost World, obviously. Just because, you know, Lost World, again, introduced the Deadly Six. The music is okay, not great. And the level design, you know, again, it's basically a Mario Galaxy ripoff. But again, I love the Mario Galaxy series to death. And the level design, you get used to it. So that's basically the best way I could describe it. So that's the best way I would spend my 25 bucks. Let me know what you would have spent your $25 on. And I gotta go. Peace out.